All right, guys. So, PC gaming show starting about less than 9 minutes from now. Um, if you guys have seen any of the other PC gaming show conferences and stuff like that, you know, just like I think everyone can agree that the PC gaming show over as an overall event is a very boring and a very forgettable event. Now, they do cover games that maybe any of the other conferences probably can't cover, mainly because they're mostly console or they're publishers that mainly focus on console exclusivities and stuff like that as well, kind of like Ubisoft and everything like that. Um, but with the most part, this might be my last year of PC Gaming Show. To really be honest, I wasn't going to cover it this year until Zombie told me that it was being sponsored by no other than big boys themselves, Epic Games. And if you guys have been following the news for the past almost 6 months now, Epic Games have been predatory and super aggressive when it comes to buying game exclusivity, time exclusivity, not like pure exclusivities, but most of it's been timed exclusivity and stuff like that. And it has been hurting the PC gaming community by a large throw to where there is now we're in the time of the internet age to where the whole the hate community and the hate vibe and the hate train is very big today, where if you're not a part of it, you are a minority, which you are. That is not false. You are a minority if you're not on a hate train for like things like Fortnite, Epic Games and stuff like that. And to be honest, hate is always an incredibly strong word for it, but we're covering PC gaming show this year one last time to pretty much see what, if anything, Epic Games has any ties to what is being shown this year for PC gaming show, and to see if we should really never cover it again. Not only because it's boring as most of the case, but at the same time it's now being bought out by people like Epic Games, and that's not a good way to do business. Because I will call out for any time of this until the end of the actual conference, I will call out anything that is shady. So if you guys don't pick it up, I will, and I'll tell you that's something that was shady that just got brought up. I smell corporate buyout instantly. But yeah, I'm gonna unmute these guys now. We only got about 5 more minutes left, but before I unmute them, just wanted to say I am not a PC hater. I love playing games on PC. I love playing games on anything as long as it is enjoyable to play on it. I don't care. I'm like one of those people that I don't care like what frame rate it really does run at, as long as I still am able to enjoy the game. I guess that's how I've always been. Like, I can play a game at 120 plus frames per second, or I can play games at its, console representative speeds. it never has bugged me. But I don't know. The whole like, are you a PC Master Race person or are you a console person? I say no, I'm just a person that likes to play all the games. That's what my channel's all about. We don't favor PC or consoles. Lately though, we have been playing a lot of console games because there's a lot of series that I have that's currently on the consoles right now, but once I'm done with them, it might just be PC games for a while. It doesn't matter. I'm not PC or console. I'm just wherever the games are. That's where I literally am, wherever the games are. And sometimes the PC doesn't have it. So, as you guys can see, 3 more minutes until the PC gaming show starts. Yeah, let's unmute these guys and see what they're talking about now.
Is going to exist the same way a film would in between episode 3 and Rogue One, and I just think that that's such a
she's
cool
talking about Star Wars
of our entertainment type.
Fuck.
I feel like that's
so. So I mean, there's certainly a lot of possibilities as well from Square Enix. You know, really quickly as we're getting ready to count
possibilities from Square Enix. If you remember anything last year, there wasn't a lot of possibilities.
It was like,
there better
what
be
are you
a dance
excited
number.
for?
I was going to say, somebody better dance.
Just dance. So I'm sure you're going to get your dance number. I'm sure Little Seahaw's going to get
yay, cringy dance number from Ubisoft.
But people have been saying, hey, how about a new Splinter Cell? They said, hey, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is probably not going to be at the show. So,
oh man, you took my joke from me.
Well, a new Splinter Cell, we've been talking about that for 2-3 years now. So if we don't get it this year, we're not getting it.
Okay, well that means you won't flip out, lose your voice, and be unable to participate
and make videos.
That's all I'm saying. Right. We don't get Splinter Cell this year. We're probably at least freaking title announcement. Then fuck, I don't know when we're getting it.
I want to see more of Watch Dogs 2.
Watch Dogs 3.
3. I'm sorry, because there's speculation that it was kind of leaked information that you can take control of any NPC in the game and kind of move around as them. And that sounds very similar to Omicron, the Nomad Soul. Way back in the day, it was the same kind of thing.
Wait,
take
control of any NPC?
Live their life for a little bit, and I wonder if Watch Dogs does the same thing now. And that's how you operate.
What was that?
That's spooky.
By the MDK guys, where you did that, you were the baby.
What?
It's a really old PC game.
You were a baby?
You were like a baby, and you took control of people, and then you...
A baby and you took control of people? What game is that? I'm trying to remember.
Experimentation years in college?
Was this on
this game existed, Zeke. We're going to confirm it in about a minute when the PC Gaming Show begins.
Right now.
Before we jump into the PC Gaming Show, want to remind you that, feel free to check out some of the other co-streamers who are sharing E3 with their communities on Twitch. In addition, there's a Blacksmith extension that is constantly updating with some of the new titles that are released, announced.
Oh, yeah, I have that extension going right now.
Also co-streaming here on Twitch. You can do so by
sorry if that's like bugging you guys. You can turn that off anytime.
Also just want to say thank you to everyone who's joined us here for another day of E3.
Don't forget, if you're watching
3 more days after this.
Just kind of have him not talking underneath me. If you are watching this on your phone or on the PC, mainly on the PC, I think the extensions are kind of somewhat evasive. If there's extensions like on the PC, like as you can see right here, they don't have any of their extensions going right now, which is surprising. Oh wait, starting. Cool.
You
can always turn it off.
Gaming Show.
Oh
a celebration of the most vibrant gaming platform. For the next 2 hours, you'll see all new gameplay footage, trailers, and interviews. Taking the stage today are first gameplay footage for Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, Borderlands 3, the reveal of Evil Genius 2, Starmancer, Last Oasis, 2 new games from Coffee Stain Studios.
Coffee Stain?
Griftlands.
Griftlands. Oh, Planet Zoo, yay.
What's next for Terraria?
Terraria? What? They're still updating that fucking game.
Mosaic.
Ooh.
Warframe.
Of course, Warframe's always getting it.
3.
Ooh.
Shenmue 3. The reveal of Unexplored 2. El Hijo. Age of Wonders. Planetfall. And more. And now your PC Gaming Show hosts, Day 9 and Frankie Ward.
Wait, there's 2 hosts? What?
Good morning, good morning.
Oh, Frankie's always been there, never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to...
Day 9's the main host, though. She's like, helping hand.
Yes! We're so happy you're here today. We have a great show for you lined up. We got 30 games that we're going to be showing off.
Day 9's getting older, man. Holy shit.
There'll be updates to existing franchises and titles. Others will be exclusive world first looks. Y'all ready? Well, I first want to thank our sponsors for helping make this event possible. Without their support, this event would not happen each year. So thank you.
Pink tie.
Thanks to you for coming out. It's 10 a.m. in Los Angeles. Happy Monday, everyone. Best day of the week. Hello to all of you up in the balcony. And of course, thanks to you tuning in live from all over the internet, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're tuning in from, welcome. We're happy to have you. My name is Day9. I'm one of your hosts for this event. Joining me is the fantastic Frankie Ward.
Hello.
Yeah, she was here last year. I don't know if she was here every single one.
For you guys at home, for the first time, whatever platform you're watching on, we are going to be pulling your clever comments. Just remember that I said clever comments from Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook throughout the show, making you famous on the internet, on the screen. We're going to be sharing them live. And one of the things we're especially looking for are your questions for the
You don't like this?
team, because
yeah, it's been, as I said, it's sponsored by Epic Games.
That's right. Midway
so
through this show,
good luck.
We'll be asking those questions to the creative director of Borderlands 3. Use hashtag PC Gaming Show, and we'll read them live.
Epic has money in this.
Let's start the PC Gaming Show with our very first title from UK developer Rebellion. Several years ago, they announced that they were working on the follow-up to Evil Genius, a real-time evil layer simulator.
And now, Rebellion is ready to reveal its nefarious vision for the project. So, PC Gaming Show, who's ready to stroke a cat menacingly? Here is the world exclusive reveal for Evil Genius.
The phrasing.
World domination.
A lot of minds went, world exclusive. Take a drink, guys. I'm gonna see if it's, keep it on 1080. Enter to play a closed beta for the game. That's a tall guy. That or they're just really small ladies.
Brian Mitsoda and Cara Ellison from Hardsuit Labs. Now, Brian, you were a writer on the very first game, so what does it mean for you to finally get to work on the sequel?
It means that a lot of people have very high expectations, and we have to meet those.
Well, let's take a look at whether you are going to meet them, because we are going to take a look
Vampire Bloodlines Masquerade 2? Guys, they're moving into game to game. Okay, I thought they were talking about Evil Genius for a second. Alright. Guess they're going to do this.
I guess I have to be the one to tell you. You're dead. You're obviously new to this whole existence, but truth is, most of you types won't even make it.
So excited about this game. Let's hope it's good.
One rule: you don't break the masquerade.
The city.
Santa Monica.
We're all fighting over scraps here.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your death. Having fun yet?
Hey, Generaldo. Bloodlines 2. Now we're supposed to see gameplay coming Q1 2020. Ooh.
Guys, what does it mean to be a vampire in this world?
So in the Empire, what it is, it's kind of a darker version of our world, and the vampires kind of need to keep their presence secret from humanity. So the vampires are kind of staying hidden in the shadows while also needing to feed on human beings and kind of manipulating us in order to get blood.
We're talking about feeding on human beings. I'm getting flashbacks.
Which bloodline clan will you play first?
It's not just a case, though, of sucking blood and filling
It's
up the
like people are saying Venter, Ruha.
So we have the
oh, there we go.
System, which means that essentially vampires can kind of see the emotional resonance of human beings, like fear.
I say whatever has the least percentage is the one I'll play.
Those people to like feel the same things as human beings do, to feel more kind of alive, and that can give you like extra boosts in the game.
And there were some really interesting characters in that trailer as well. What kind of relationships are we going to be forming with them as the player?
Well, very.
Oh shit! Is this actual gameplay footage?
Very volatile
right behind us.
Very mature relationships.
Looks good if that's actual game footage.
And one thing that was really intriguing to me when I was learning about this game is you don't just get bitten and turn into Nosferatu, Dracula, or Brad Pitt. And to be honest, I think you should maybe put Brad Pitt into the game, because then I'm definitely playing it. You actually have to adjust.
Why would Brad Pitt
That's right.
be relevant?
So essentially, in the game, when you were made as a vampire, sort of very young vampire, a lot of other vampires are made at the same time in this thing called the Mass Embrace. And that means that essentially
they are both nervous, you can tell.
Time than you in the world. You're having a relatively good time compared to them because they don't know what they're doing. They're going through.
Now, just a nice little reminder to all you guys. Most of the people that will be talking today are not public speakers.
A wife and children, and you are morally objecting to drinking blood to survive, and so you might have a less good time. Let's
like
say.
if I was up on that stage,
So you can find them.
I wouldn't know what the fuck to say. It's like, buy the damn game. God, why do I have to say everything?
Any pressure?
Yeah, tons of pressure. But yeah, we're gonna make it worth it.
Well, you know what? I think there are people around the world watching this, and of course the audience here, and they all can't wait to play this game. Can you wait, guys? There you go. So I think you can
Look,
everyone here now.
Spend as much time as you can.
We're going
Q1
next year.
Fantastic. And when can we learn more?
Bloodlines2.com.
Bloodline2.com.
Good luck. Give it up, guys.
If you want to get more information, Bloodlines2.com.
Ever wanted to play Dwarf Fortress in space?
Dwarf
Star Mancer
Fortress in
is
space?
a space station sim from Ominux Games and Chucklefish. After a catastrophe on Earth, humanity has
Space
launched
Station
a
18?
desperate attempt to find refuge among the stars. Your task is to manage a colony capable of sustaining life, crafting components, controlling colonists, and sending out crews to mine asteroids. But when you're living in space, there can be big consequences for even the smallest mistakes.
Ooh.
Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Star Mancer.
Ah, Cuttlefish. Alright, let's see if this is a game that we might play in the future. It goes by cycles. Interesting. Get that beta access.
Our next guests both started as modders, and now they each...
Did I get Lilith DLC for Borderlands 2? I'm probably not going to download it, to be honest.
John Gibson, and from Torn Banner, Steve Piggott.
Hey, Sean.
I'm probably not going to be replaying Borderlands 2 for Borderlands 3.
Talk to me about the collaboration that you started together.
Yeah, Steve. So we've known the Torn Banner guys for a long time, even giving them some advice when they were modders, going commercial, helping them not make the mistakes that we made. And we've been friends, and we've always wanted to work together.
Wait,
and now we've
is that Chivalry too?
This independent, former mod team, professional super group to get an awesome game out to fans.
Yeah, and for us, this is a dream partnership as well. We've always been really close with Tripwire, and we really respect their games. We see them as one of the few studios that's...
Yeah, Chivalry 2. Wait, but Mortar is already out.
Well, let's take a look at this upcoming collaboration between Torn Banner and Tripwire.
Wait, so we're going to have 2 medieval combat games? What the fuck is this? So is this a team that...
You go first.
I'm just weird. Yeah, because there's already a game that was made by the original Chivalry 2 people that just came out like a month ago. Now we have this. Hey, the more the merrier, I guess. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we're getting the Chivalry 2. Coming 2020. He is on our... That's fucked up.
Oh, talk to me about Chivalry 2, Steve.
Well, Chivalry 2 is about bringing players into their favorite medieval movie battle scenes. And our flagship game mode, Team Objective, does that by having players complete medieval objectives like sieging castles.
See, I have the first Chivalry.
And
I never got to play it.
You're not just going and standing in an area and then a bar fills up. You're, like you said, burning houses, killing peasants, you know.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Playing as peasants, getting killed.
It's really about letting the player experience every iconic moment of the era. And on top of that, this time around, we've increased the player count scale to about 2.5
Knight Vanguard, Man at Arms.
64 players. And on top of that increased scale, we've added horses, which really allows us to add a lot of drama to the game and bring experiences like the Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones.
Don't worry, we'll ignore the last season. Just Battle of the Bastards is going to be in the game.
Yes.
All right, so I want to ask about the swordplay element to Chivalry 2. I mean, I know it's a really critical element.
Yeah, and this time around, we've completely revamped. I mean, we really view what we're doing here as bringing a true sequel in every sense.
Yeah.
We've attempted to completely revamp the combat, movement, and animation systems so that every swing, every action of the combat feels readable and fair, and also has the satisfaction and the weight that you would expect when 2 medieval knights in full armor are clashing.
Yeah, and it's very, very fluid and much more accessible than the previous game. And it's, you know, the pace is so much quicker. It was what I really enjoy when I'm playing it.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about the fluidity, because in a lot of melee combat games, you hit a button and there's like a full animation swing and then you sort of reset. So it's kind of these discrete, chunky times. I understand that in Chivalry 2, the swordplay operates
combo.
Yeah, we kind of think of it like when you're swimming, where you're kind of constantly using both arms at the same time. And a core part of our focus this time around has been making it so that players can fight multiple opponents at the same time.
Like 1-on-3, 1-on-4 situation?
Exactly, because that's fundamentally part of the becoming the ultimate warrior fantasy and achieving glory on the battlefield.
Well, I mean, I do have to ask, I'm talking about swordplay and mastery, but the original Chivalry, I mean, it's kind of like silly fun. Like, how do you balance the mastery with the fun element?
Yeah, our goal has always been to make it so that players can take the game as seriously as they want to and also as silly as they want to. We know that probably about half our audience plays the game drunk.
It can...
At least half.
They confess about that.
That's an important metric to track.
And the game has a huge influence from Monty Python as well. I mean, in the over-the-top voiceovers and the role-playing opportunities. I mean, the game is genuinely hilarious. As an example, you can beat a man with a chicken while quoting Shakespeare.
Like picking up a chicken as a weapon.
Physically
that's a
clubbing
mechanic.
him to death with
Well,
a
that's
chicken.
excellent. Well,
PETA.
I have to ask, when can people get their hands on Chivalry 2?
So Chivalry 2 is coming out early 2020, and it's coming first to the Epic Games Store.
No, there's our first Epic Games exclusive. Fuck off.
Chivalry 2. Thank you so much. We are just getting started here at the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
Who would cheer for that? Fuck you, audience.
You're watching the PC Gaming Show. Coming up, build a world for wildlife in Planet Zoo.
That better not be Epic Game
Creators of
exclusive.
Darksiders, Remnant from the Ashes.
Yeah, exactly, Mega. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here.
Gameplay footage.
I'm excited for fucking Chivalry, but I can't be excited about Epic Games having. I knew this. Like Zombie knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen. It's inevitable, man. Hey, it's a cookie clicker game. I really hope this isn't the actual game. Endless fun. Yes, this game's a little too realistic. This game's too realistic. This is depressing me. Ooh, I like the imagery in this game. Mosaic? Alright, I'm writing that one down. Wait, that's an actual fucking phone game?
That was a new trailer for Mosaic, a dark and atmospheric adventure game.
Mosaic looks cool.
From developer Killbyte and publisher Raw Fury. So how are you guys enjoying it so far?
Wait, did that say anything about Epic exclusivity for Mosaic?
We're listening to your
I
reaction
wasn't paying attention.
show throughout the entire broadcast, no matter what platform you're watching and ranting on, so keep them coming. Our next game is a ghost-themed multiplayer hide-and-seek game inspired by a popular mod. Charge up your proton packs and get ready for Midnight Ghost Hunt.
World exclusive.
When the night falls, there's only you and me.
Oh? Is this a prop hunt game?
You can count on me.
Oh, I wonder if this is a prop hunt game.
It'll make you feel brand new. So just tell me, where are you? I got a big surprise for you.
Oh, but I bet it's a prop hunt game that the people that are the props can kill the hunters. Oh, that's a new twist on prop hunt. That's cool. I like it. Midnight Ghost Hunt. Alright, I'll write that one down. See, that's actually really cool that the proppers, the people that are the people being hunted, can actually kill the hunters. That's really cool.
Creative director, programmer, designer, it's Sam Malone!
Thank you for having me.
Sam, please tell us what is going on in that. What is Midnight Ghost Hunt all about?
So Midnight Ghost Hunt is
give us more information.
Hunting hide and seek game. You can play either as ghosts or ghost hunters, like a 4v4 format.
I see.
The ghosts can hide inside average everyday objects around the haunted house. The goal is to look like harmless furniture, but on the inside, they're not so harmless ghosts as you saw.
Yeah, and if I'm understanding correctly, it's not about hiding as a lamp to try to assault and take out a hunter. It's actually, you would do that so that way you can keep running away and continue to hide.
Exactly. So the main objective of the ghosts is to try to stay hidden as long as they can until the time runs out, until the clock strikes midnight.
Okay.
Midnight being kind of the hour of the ghosts, basically. They can fight back if they like, but in general, they want to try to hide. But
Still
if
want to
there's a hunter
hide.
kind of off by himself, he can quickly just hit him in the back of the head and knock him out real quick, and he has less hunters to deal with at that point.
See. Well, what's the identity of the hunters? I mean, we've been seeing furniture flying all over the place. What are the hunters doing?
So the hunters, it kind of can be divided into two different segments. The first part of the game is kind of almost like a detective game because they're sort of trying to figure out where the ghosts are hiding because it's not really obvious at first glance. So they've got gadgets like a footprint tracker, they've got like a radar like you saw, to try to narrow down where in the haunted house these ghosts are hiding, basically. As soon as the first ghost is found, though, it starts getting a bit more chaotic. There's ragdolls flying everywhere, and they have that cannon to really try to smash the ghosts into pieces. So those are kind of the two aspects of the ghosts.
I see. Well, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for Midnight Ghost Hunt. I understand it's based on a Gary's mod called Prop Hunt.
Right.
Yep.
So
Prop
that's
Hunt.
definitely a big inspiration, but the big twist for us is that the props fight back. You saw the furniture, they hurl themselves at you, they knock you out, they send you flying. So it kind of almost becomes like this action hide and seek sort of mashup. You have a reason to be a little bit afraid of the things that you're hunting. So that changes up the dynamic a good amount, I think.
And I want to ask about when the clock strikes midnight. We saw the very spooky red color pop up. We didn't see what happens then. What's going on there?
So midnight, if even one ghost survives 4 minutes into the match, then you hear this ominous grandfather clock chime across the map. All the lights will actually flicker out. It'll get really dark and scary, and all of the ghosts that were destroyed actually return as vengeful spirits.
Oh, shit.
They're a lot more powerful than before, and they glow a very brilliant red. So at this point, the tables have turned. The hunters are now the hunted, and they just need to try to work together to stay alive long enough for their evac to come.
All right.
Usually the ghosts.
I like that
when it
idea.
gets to midnight.
Are you talking about like 90% of the time?
Like 90, yeah, usually because the ghosts are so overpowered at midnight.
Right.
The hunters are doing whatever they can to try to prevent midnight from even occurring by destroying all of the ghosts and clearing the house, basically.
Well,
It was like early game versus late game thing. You kind of want to, as a hunter, end it as fast as possible. That's a really cool idea.
I'd also like to give a shout out to our Discord, discord.gg/midnightghosthunt. Later in the summer, we'll be giving out keys on our Discord as well as on our main website.
Well, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Malone from Vaulted Sky Games.
Said nothing about Epic Game Exclusive. That's a good sign.
For our next title, we got Frankie up in the balcony, and if I understand correctly, Frankie, this is a sequel.
You do understand correctly, Sean, yes. It's a big sequel to a small indie game. Unexplored 2 is a procedural adventure, a roguelike that challenges you to fight, to be clever, and to solve its mysteries. Explore a beautiful world, engage with its creatures, and befriend its people. Search for magic lakes and ancient statues until you die. And die again.
Okay.
This is Unexplored 2.
Alright, let's see what we get here. Unexplored. I don't think I've played the first game. Whoa. Ooh, don't want to go there. Wait. What? Teleportation? Interesting. I like the artwork so far. Art style is pretty interesting. Let's see what the combat's like. Ooh. Ow. Ow. Okay, yeah, you can die pretty horribly. That sucks. So you kind of want to figure out where you can go first, in a way. I'm kind of wondering if I'm gonna have to play the first game in order to enjoy this one. I hope not, but who knows?
One of the
Looks
biggest
interesting.
bang for your buck that you can get when building a new rig is investing in a new monitor. And here to talk about a groundbreaking new display.
Oh yay, monitor.
Dean Dalcero. Welcome, Dean. What you got for us?
Today we're here to announce the new Samsung C27 RG5 Curve gaming monitor.
Well, let's take a look.
It's a curved monitor. Called Rapid Curve. NVIDIA G-Sync, where if you're a streamer, you really don't want to buy this. Because trust me, if you're a streamer and you stream PC games, do not have your actual gaming monitor that you're streaming from be connected to the G-Sync monitor.
Dean, we've seen the video, and I gotta start asking. Talk to me about some of those juicy features and specs.
So it's a 240 hertz curved gaming.
240 hertz? Oh!
Free performance. And we think that the curve, it's 1500 art radius, is going to be a very immersive experience you wouldn't get from a traditional flat panel.
And I wanted to ask a little bit about some of the colors.
How expensive is this fucker?
3001 contrast ratio. So you get those deeper blacks, brighter whites, and hopefully you'll see your enemies first before they see you in the dark scenes.
Yeah, and I understand it also has G-Sync. I saw that flash up on the screen as well.
First G-Sync compatible monitor, so we're super excited about that.
Well, since this is the PC gaming show and we're showing off a huge variety of games here, what are the types of games that you would expect that 240 hertz refresh rate and the G-Sync to work well with?
Sure, so we think everybody's going to appreciate the speed and the performance, but ultimately, esports first-person shooters are really going to benefit.
Right. Well, of course, I have to ask, not just when is it available, but what type of cost are we talking?
Sure, so it'll be available in mid-July for under $400 for 27.
Under 400?
So
I was expecting more.
To 8 yeah.
Because when you said 400, I mean, that's the 27-inch is the $400 model. Wow.
Yeah, so our gaming line will be expanded to 8 models, ranging from 24 all the way up to a 49-inch dual QHD. Check out Samsung.com/gaming240 or
okay.
for more info.
For what they're actually asking for, it's actually not that bad. It's still expensive, but it's not as expensive as I thought they were going to say. I literally thought it was going to be like $500+ monitor.
All sorts of great games coming up. Let's look
I guess
at
it's because it's not as big as some of those expensive monitors are.
Trailers and never-before-seen footage, including Gearbox answers burning questions about Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3.
Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole in
yeah.
And more.
I mean, I'm liking the pace so far of PC Gaming Show this year. It's not too bad. Not as slow as last year. Woo! It's a girl.
Hello,
She's
everyone.
locking her legs. Not healthy.
It's very exciting for all of us at Funcom to be here at the PC Gaming Show for the very first time ever. And naturally, we would like to show some of the cool stuff that we've been working on. So without further ado, here are some of the games coming for 2019.
Something strange is going on all across the zone.
Moving Year Zero content. Ooh.
Until now.
Yo. This looks pretty hype. I still need to play this game.
Since you've been
I have it.
We could use your skills.
Stalkers got each other's backs, right? What happens to you happens to me.
It's a fucking moose. Yeah, the Conan wave-based game. A lot of people have been trying to compare it to like They Are Billions, but I don't think it's a They Are Billions clone. It's more of like Age of Empire meets what's that other game that had? No, it's not Age of Empire. It's something else. Ooh, Moons of Darkness. Thank you for reminding me this game's being made. I mean, Moons of Madness. Did I say Moons of Darkness? What the fuck is wrong with me? Moons of Madness.
Who would have thought? My son, off to fly.
Yo, Zombie, you made it. We got one game that's exclusive for Epic right now.
Please welcome to the stage, founder and director of Mighty Kingdom, Philip Mays.
Is that Wayne June? It was Wayne June that's the announcer.
So yeah, at Funcom we've been doing our own games for over 26 years now. But recently we had the great pleasure to be working with some other very talented developers and help them publish their games. And on that note, I'd like to introduce Phil Mays. He is founder of Mighty Kingdom, a studio out of Australia, who has been working with us on something a little different.
I know they didn't go boo.
So on April 1st this year, we put out a little trailer for something called Conan Chop Chop. And considering the date, it was perhaps no surprise that people decided that that was an April Fool's joke. So yeah, we have a little surprise for you. Check this out.
What? Another Conan thing going on? Is it something to really be excited about? And also, is it Epic exclusive? Best Conan game yet. Uh-oh. But you're using quote from Kotaku? That's already suspicious. So it's a joke. Yeah, I'll skip this. I'm not really... Nah. It might be fun for some people, but it's not my type of game. I'll skip it. Chop chop. What the fuck? Yeah, I'll skip it.
So there you have it, Conan Chop Chop. It's a roguelike action-adventure game. It's very real, and it's coming to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch on September the 3rd this year. It's 2019. We also have a playable version here at E3 at our demo room, so if you want to give Stick Figure Conan a try, then please don't hesitate.
Stick Figure Conan. Yeah, I'm not a very big fan of it.
Thank you so much.
Not my type of art style. Sorry.
Last Oasis is a nomadic survival game set in a post-apocalyptic future where the Earth has stopped rotating. The last humans need to outrun the blazing sun in massive open-world environments. Good times. But cheer up, sunshine. This is one of the most original-looking multiplayers we've seen, with interesting ideas underneath, a player-driven economy, and some truly incredible death machines. Coming to early access on Steam on July 15th, let's take a trip to The Last Oasis.
Stumbled on her words.
Built with the legs to lift us over the burning sands. We must move forward, or die beneath the sun.
Whoa, what type of machinery is that? God, that's a weird looking machine, man. It's like it's a team-based game. It's kind of like is it the same dudes that made Guns of Icarus? Is it the same company? It has that Guns of Icarus vibe to it. It might not be though. Last Oasis, I'm guessing that's what it says. Last Oasis. Your title is a little hard to read. Planetfall. We got mechs. Looks like it's Huh. Civilization fans might like this game.
The name of the game is Age of Wonders Planetfall, a 4X strategy game, and joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director, Leonard Sass, and principal gameplay developer, Tom Bird. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Good to be here.
Thanks.
So, Leonard, just give us the gist of what Age of Wonders Planetfall is all about.
Sure. Age of Wonders is a turn-based strategy game where you play as one of the survivors of a shattered galactic empire. At the start of the game, you choose or create your own faction.
Yeah.
And they include the Vanguard Expeditionary Forces, who are in cryosleep when everything went to hell. There's scavenging cyborgs, or the Amazon bioengineers who ride dinosaurs into battle.
Yeah. You know, I want to ask, because there's a pretty broad range of 4X strategy games. To give a sense of what the gameplay is, I just want to start from the beginning of a game. What happens when you first land on the planet?
Well, each race has their own spaceship. The spaceship comes down onto the planet. The planet is where the entire game takes place. Mm-hmm. And that spaceship will then transform into your capital colony, where your entire empire begins, your sort of attempt to take over the world. Around you, you've got a number of sectors, and each of these sectors has a little story. Well, not most of them. So maybe you'll find a genetics lab, which is still full of horrible mutant creatures, an entertainment complex overrun by horrible robot monsters, a temple with holes in the sky and horrible demons who come and get you.
Like his enthusiasm.
Lasers, correct. Dinosaurs with lasers.
Perfect.
Well, cats with lasers. No, sorry, no cats with lasers.
I'm so sorry to disappoint all of you. No cats with lasers. You have to settle with dinosaurs. You know, I saw the
DLC, Cat with Lasers.
Briefly, and I know that growing resources and tech is a huge part of strategy games. How does that function?
Right, so part of these tech trees come from your origin race. They sort of represent the past of where you came from. They include new units, new modules for your units, like jetpacks for your troopers, orbital laser cannons you can launch from space, social doctrines, it's not all about war. And then the second part of your tech tree comes from your secret technology, and that's all about the future of your faction. So you can create like a combination between man and machine or man and computers. Others include doomsday technologies that allows you to infect the entire population with alien brain-eating parasites or win the game by splitting space-time.
I love how many details you're giving me.
Splitting space-time to win a game?
The future is not a pretty place.
Interesting.
Well, I want to ask about some of the combat that we saw, because in a lot of strategy games, the combat can be very brief. It just, you know, shows two armies pinging off each other. But I understand that the tactical layer is quite rich.
Right, so when combat starts, you'll see, like on the world map, maybe like a little sort of space lab or something like that. When you go into combat, you will zoom all the way in, and you will be inside the lab. You'll see all the pipes and all of the goops flowing around. All of your units, which you've been putting together and built, are now deployed. In turn-based combat, you can move them into cover, use their abilities, shoot laser cannons. Maybe you've chosen the Dvar, so you've got like a bunch of space dwarves in little metal suits that dig holes in the ground, like shoot from the holes. Maybe you've chosen the Kirko, sort of horrible alien bug monsters. They run forwards and slash people and puke acid on them, that kind of thing.
I mean, how long do some of these battles wind up lasting?
It depends. A short battle can be maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but at the end of the game, you know, you've got a massive siege with like 20 units on your side, 20 units on their side. You've got orbital cannons blasting holes in the world, and that can maybe take 30 minutes. Well,
Oh,
talk to us
okay,
about
so there's phases of combat. That's interesting.
The game is due this August 6th. It's going to be available on PC, multiple platforms, consoles, and it's available for pre-order now.
Well, lovely.
Right.
What's that?
It's aow-planetfall.com.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's less than 2 months away. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me up on
Thank
stage.
you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you for sharing the horrors of the future. And for our next game, Frankie, I have to ask you, what year is it?
Why? The year is 1946, Sean, my dear boy. Europe lies in ruins torn apart by the satanic Plan Z. A brave band of heroes cast the Fuhrer into hell, but little do they know, the nightmare is far from over. Achtung! This is the world-exclusive reveal of the next shooter from the makers of Sniper Elite 4.
Oh.
Rated M for mature.
Is this Sniper Elite 5? Oh, it's a zombie one. Okay, yeah. They need to remember they make zombie games too. You ain't gonna kill all these guys.
Keep up.
Yummy.
Over here! Roger that. Just die. Come on, let's go. This way. Come on.
Oh shit. Fence did not last. That's an undead Hitler. Oh my god. Time to re-kill him.
Later on the PC Gaming Show. A love letter to classic JRPGs.
Oh?
What's next for Warframe? A surreal noir adventure set before, during, and after the Big Bang. Baldur's Gate 3, and more.
For nearly 100 years, the Root have ravaged the Earth.
Was ist das?
Unending assault without reason. We are victims to a hatred that we do not understand. This evil will consume our world and the countless worlds beyond. Unless you rise to meet it.
Cthulhu tree. That's all I see.
By fury and blood. You seek the source of death itself. Prepare yourselves. They are here.
What's this game? Looks interesting. Remnants from the ashes.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Remnant from the Ashes. In that trailer, we got the chance to see so much new gameplay footage and new environments. Let's welcome the CEO of Gunfire Games, David Adams.
David fucking Adams.
So David, I want to ask right away, for those who are unfamiliar with Remnant from the Ashes, what kind of game is it?
So Remnant's a co-op action shooter set on an apocalyptic Earth and across a bunch of cool fantasy worlds.
I like co-op shooters.
We got the chance to see a huge variety of different environments. Like, what are these different places? Who's the player in this story?
So as a player, you're on sort of a Odyssey-like quest to save the world, and we really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales that you go to just to experience a bunch of different stuff. And you start on Earth, but it rapidly changes very quickly as you get into the game.
And one thing that we've talked about before is that replayability is a huge focus of the game, that you could play through it 10 times and still be seeing new bosses, new monsters, new locations. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest features of the game is the
Procedural
dynamic generation system. So we generate the maps, the enemies, the quests, NPCs, bosses.
Dynamic generation, not procedural, dynamic.
The system takes all the pieces and stitches it together. So
what
you
makes
might
that
play the
different?
game and come into work and say, hey, I talked
trying to
a
figure
giant
that out.
tree and fought a dragon boss, and I'll be like, I met a guy in a helicopter, an old guy in a helicopter, and killed a tree ant, and we'd have completely different experiences playing the same game.
And you just have to keep going through and eventually explore what all the possibilities are.
Yeah, you can play the game over and over again to see the stuff. You can jump into your friend's world to experience the content in their world, and that's a big part of the game, just jumping in and seeing what you get.
Well, I want to ask about loot, which is, I understand, a big part of the game. How does it function alongside this ever-shifting gameplay experience?
Yeah, the loot in the game is all legendary items, and it's tied into the dynamic generation. So if you fight a boss or meet an NPC...
They're all legendary? Does that make it not legendary if they're all legendary items? I am so fucking confused about the loot
So if
system.
you play the game and you get all completely different events, you'll have different equipment than I have.
And in the trailer, I also saw that there were 3 people walking through these, and you mentioned the co-op experience. How does co-op function in the world?
So the game's full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point, and the game's definitely slower paced, more difficult. I mean, you will die a lot in this game, so
awesome.
Die a lot in this
to bring
game.
your friends to
Great.
come in there and help you take down bosses, or
That's fun.
fight off different events, or just generally progress through the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a big fan of Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I'm really looking forward to Remnant from the Ashes. What's the release date, and where can people go for more information?
Why would you compare it to Bloodborne and Dark Souls? Other than you die a lot.
Xbox.
There's nothing else really comparable.
Pre-order the game now. You can actually get in early and start playing the game August 16th.
Well, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, David
Day 9, that's probably the first stupid thing you've said today. What the fuck?
And as we mentioned earlier, keep those questions coming. I will be asking on stage the creative director of Borderlands 3 everything you want to know. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, just use
Wait, director of Borderlands 3. Is that Randy?
Let's talk about our next title. This one was announced 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show here. It's a game from Klei Entertainment called Griftlands. It's changed quite a bit in the last 2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike where you don't just fight, but you also negotiate your way through a broken-down sci-fi world. It's going to be available on the Epic Game Store in one short month on July 11th in alpha. Let's take a look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
Technically, what game was a roguelite that had like cards in it? Was it like I don't remember. I've seen this art style before. It's an interesting concept. Oh, I see Epic Game Store right on the right. That's not good.
Planet Zoo is the latest game from the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster. Please welcome Piers Jackson and Lisa Borens from Frontier Developments. Now, Piers, what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
Planet Zoo
is a new management sim game from us. It involves you building and looking after a modern zoo, and you get to look after the most authentic animals we believe you've ever seen in a video game. Each of our animals are unique. They have their own needs, their own desires, and their own behaviors. They interact with each other and react with the world that you build around them. And today, for the very first time, we're really excited to show everyone here our gameplay video.
Yay!
And announce our launch date.
Well, fantastic.
Yes.
Let's buy the world's
Can't wait.
largest family pass and take a look inside.
I like Coaster Planet that they made, so I'm excited for their next game. Oh yeah, but they also made Jurassic Park too. Shit. Nothing super bad about Jurassic Park, but it wasn't a blockbuster hit. Fucking hippo poop. Love that hippo poop. Aw, baby elephant. I'm looking forward to this. It looks good. I'm wondering what the actual gameplay looks like, though.
I love some of the animal shenanigans here. I mean, hippos pooing, adorable baby elements. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to play it. But before we saw the trailer, Piers mentioned this is a modern zoo, but what exactly does that mean?
So nowadays, when you go to the zoo, you're not just going to see all the lovely, pretty animals. You go there, you want to be, learning about conservation. You want to learn about the research that they're doing. You want to be educated. And these are all things that you're going to be able to do in Planet Zoo. And these ideas of the modern zoo is really what we take to heart. And we're going to be promoting, the health and the welfare of your animals as the most important thing to do.
And Piers, when can we see more gameplay, and when are we going to be able to get our hands on it ourselves?
So we're obviously demoing the game all this week at E3, but most people aren't going to be able to see that. So we've recorded our presentation. Lisa's done a fantastic voiceover for it, and we'll be releasing that onto Frontier's YouTube channel. That goes live this Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Well, fantastic. I cannot wait.
Didn't answer the question.
Thank you so much for joining us, Piers and Lisa, everyone.
That didn't answer the question.
We have a very special guest all the way from Japan.
Please welcome to the stage gaming industry legend and Shenmue creator, Yu Suzuki.
Oh boy, Shenmue. Are you guys happy that it got knocked back by 3 months?
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the stage is a legend of Japanese game development. It's Mr. Yu Suzuki.
Yu
Suzuki. In addition to being the brains behind the following games, Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Virtual Racing, and Virtual Fighter, Yu-san also created the Shenmue series. And he's here to talk about Shenmue 3 right now. Take it
Pretty
away,
big
Yu-san.
back catalog of games he's created.
この場に立てて光栄です。I am so honored to be here standing on the stage today. それと20年支えてくれた
We keep forgetting to turn on the mics.
I just want to say thank you to all the fans supporting me for the long 20 years. Thank you very much. The wait is nearly over.
That's right. Let's take a world exclusive look at Shenmue 3.
Oh boy. Better have a casino.
On
Honestly, I don't think your kung fu is strong enough.
Your kung fu is not strong enough.
Master,
A long time ago, martial arts were bad, but humans are interesting creatures. They practiced in secret, away from prying eyes, and became stronger. One even practiced atop this very boat. Nam Dren survived the ban and was passed on in this way.
What did you say to me?
Stop it. They threaten and extort money from shop owners, get drunk by noon, and cause trouble. Everyone in town is afraid of them.
It's like a lot of QET, QuickTime events.
Heartless.
Just like all the other ones.
Hey, wait right there.
That infamous voice acting is back, baby!
This is him, the Japanese guy who got in our way.
You've got some guts to barge in here on your own.
That's some arms. So November 19th now, instead of...
So many people have been waiting for Shenmue 3. I would like to once again thank you so much. Thank you, Yusan.
Ooh, you're releasing on November, though? There's like a bunch of other games releasing in November.
Now our next title is near and dear to my childhood heart. It's based upon a game I grew up playing called Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Let's take a look at an upcoming collaboration between Coffee Stain Studios and Lava Potion.
Within you, it is who we are. In dead or in living, it's near and it's far. In human and armor and beasts of the land, it flows through the forests, it breathes the sand.
Lightning and thunder and crackling waves, a land torn asunder by night and by day. The Empress returned with death and decay, to march upon cities with frost and with fade. They gather the wheelers and build mighty walls, resisting, halting their harvest will fall.
So wield all the power of those you command, and draw out their essence to hold in your hand. Unleashed on them all, so in these final hours, we'll raise every bill to take back what was ours.
Songs of Conquest, huh?
The name of the game is Songs of Conquest, and here to join me in talking about it is the lead designer from Lava Potion, Carl Toftfeld. Hey, Carl.
Hi, hey, thanks.
I mean, let's just start off. For anyone who maybe hasn't played the Heroes of Might and Magic series, what is Song of Conquest all about?
It's all about, well, you kind of start out with in the town that you just saw in the end of the trailer. And from there, you recruit your wielders. It's what we call our commanders. And you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. And they go exploring the world. They pick up resources to flag mines. And with those resources, you upgrade your town so you can get more stuff. And that's kind of what you do. Adventure and strategy combined.
Yeah, and you know, I know that part of the core loop is obviously get the resources to build up the township, but for what reason? Armies, man. Talk to me about those juicy battles.
Yeah, so the battle, just like the whole game, is turn-based. So you go into combat, you bring all your troops in, and you start by deploying them, and then all the troops have different stats, like offense and defense and health and so on. And they go in initiative order, and then you slug it out, and it's a bit like chess, but instead of like pawns and bishops, you have like horned wands and face spirits.
Great, and griffins and so on.
Yeah, and all those things.
And well, you know, as someone who just loves the Heroes of Might and Magic series, I know that you have translated a lot of the gameplay elements into Songs of Conquest, but what are some of the modern elements that you're bringing in?
Well, there's a lot of it, but I mean, one of them is our magic system. We call it the essence. So basically, in the Songs of Conquest universe, everything has an essence within there. It's sort of like the soul. So your troops, they have an essence. And to do magic, you need to bring the troops with the right essence, with your wielders skills.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to like make your troops go faster, you need to bring a troop that has that essence, like cavalry.
And maybe to ask a basic question, what if my opponent kills that cavalry?
Then you can't do the magic. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're fighting someone, you kind of have to like weigh the pros and cons of what to kill off. Like, do you want to destroy their magic or their powerful troops?
Where can people go to get more information? And as always, when's it coming out?
Late 2020.
Oh, it's quite a ways off.
It's quite a ways off, but you can go to songsofconquest.com and sign up for alpha, and then you can play earlier.
Well, as you know, I'm really looking forward to playing it, Carl. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yay, delayed applause.
Is an update to a popular co-op game. Let's see what's in store for Vermintide 2.
Vermintide 2? There's even more coming? Oh my god. I still need to get the first DLC for that fucking game. After endless hordes. Vermintide 2 was fun. It's definitely a game I can't play for long periods of time, though. A new threat arises. Arise, chicken, arise. Arise, chicken. Wait, you get to play as the... Is there PvP? Oh shit, they brought PvP into the game. Dude, it's pretty much Left 4 Dead now. They got PvP. They got the versus. This better be free, man. If you have to pay for it, that's gonna suck. I need to start like signing up for all these betas.
You just saw the reveal of the new
typo
PvP
in
mode
the
coming to Vermintide 2, which turns the Warhammer Fantasy
captions.
cooperative game into something even more
Vermintide?
brutally competitive. It looks deliciously vile, and surely dismembering Skaven is so much more satisfying when
They
you
keep
know
misspelling Vermintide in the freaking captions.
little baby rat tears behind their computer screen. You can sign up now for the Vermintide 2 Versus beta at vermintide2.com/versus. In Per Aspera, you're an artificial consciousness orbiting Mars, whose ultimate purpose is to terraform the planet, starting from a single drone in your landing site and turning the planet into a flourishing second home for humanity. Courtesy of developer Talon Industries and publisher Raw Fury, here's a first ever look at Per Aspera.
As we all know, reaching the Red Planet was not humanity's greatest achievement. Transferring the complexity of the human mind to machines was. So they can succeed where we failed. So they can build us a home on that distant, dusty rock. Today, Amy reaches Mars and begins their mission. Amy, are you with us?
Of course, I'm with you, Houston.
So you can kind of expand planet-wide. Interesting. Ooh.
In the Assassin's Creed universe, our next guest sent players back in time to rewrite history. But for his debut project with indie studio Panache Digital Games, he's going to take us back 10 million years to where humanity began. Here to tell us all about Ancestors is creative director and co-founder Patrice Desilets. Welcome, Patrice.
Oh, this is the Ancestors game.
I've been waiting 10 years
Yes.
to come back on a big stage at E3 showing off a game.
Well, it's fantastic to have you back. I just want to ask, what inspired you to tell the story of human evolution?
Well, when I started Panache, I needed a game, an open world game in which you can do a lot of things. You need a character in a 3D environment at first. And I said, oh, I'm the historical guy, I'm the historical dude, so I need an historical period. So I said, oh, let's go back at the very beginning. It'll be easier to do, because I won't have to build a city, I won't have to build technology, and I was a bit naive, because we built Africa 10 million years ago. And that's not easy to build.
It doesn't sound easy. I mean, how have you turned those themes into gameplay?
Well, you play our last common ancestor, right, of all the big apes. And then you have to explore your environment, and eventually you expand your territory, you expand your clan, because you're not playing that one badass character. You play a group of badass character. And eventually you evolve into different species up until Lucy the Australopithecus roughly 2 million years ago.
I imagine our ancestors had a lot more issues to deal with than we do today. There's going to be a lot more dangers in this world, so tell me a bit more about those.
Well, it's all about from a prey to a predator. Basically, at the beginning of the game, everybody's there to kill you and devour you. And basically, at the end, it's pretty much you. You're the predator and everybody's afraid of you. And that's the idea of Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey.
So, Patrice, ultimately, what is the key to evolving your clan successfully?
Curiosity. You need to explore because, you know, I made a game about characters and you needed to follow the story I wrote for you. This time, you're basically writing the story. Right? There's no story per se inside. It's not about going and see mission givers. It's not about looking at the mini-maps and the little dots. It's about you, hey, Homo sapiens. Can you survive like our ancestors did? And that's the question I'm asking the players. It'll be, for you to answer that question, August 27th.
Well, I was going
on PC first.
I was going to ask you when we can see it, and you answered my question first. Thank you so much,
getting
Patrice.
good at this.
As Patrice says, Ancestors will be released August 27th, and you can learn more at ancestorsgame.com.
Thank you.
Giggle. Oh boy, we got an epic ad. Look at all the games I won't play on that launcher. Getting Borderlands 3 on a PS4. Wait, Ancestors becoming a... That better not be an actual exclusive. That's probably another console game I'll play. Untitled Goose Game? Isn't that on PS4 too? Probably play that on PS4 then. Don't know. Trying to see if there's any games that I'm kind of really upset about being like Epic exclusive. As long as they're on console, I have nothing to be upset about. Because I could always just buy it on console. Nothing to be upset about. For me, anyway. For you guys that only have a PC, this kind of sucks. This sucks for anyone that just has a PC. Oh, is this auto chest? Oh, it looks like Dota auto chest. I never played Dota. Oh, it's a straight up auto chess. Yeah, okay. Wait, Epic Game Store? Oh. Oh, no. Ah, no.
CEO of Dragon Nest.
You can always just play the original auto chess.
Has turned out to be a sensation with hundreds of thousands,
Steam.
millions of players getting a taste of it. And here to talk about it's coming to PC.
Where's the outrage in chat? Where's the outrage?
I'm Lauren Lee.
Epic Games, fuck you.
Hello, yeah. I'm the CEO and founder of Dragon's Game. Dragon's Game is a game developer and publisher, comes from China. I'm so happy to be here today on this stage to introduce.
I want to see the chat real quickly.
To all of you. This is really an exciting moment for us. As the trailer says, This is a real engaging game of auto chess. Dragonstone now is working with the creator of auto chess, Johto
See a
Studio.
lot of complaints about Epic Games.
They are working together to bring auto chess to a world, both on PC.
Oh, no one's complaining that it's on Epic. Okay,
Everyone from
interesting.
anywhere with any device can enjoy the same fun of auto chess. Now we are building the PC version with by using the gaming engine of Unreal Engine 4. As everyone knows, Unreal Engine is one of the best gaming engines of the world. With the help of Epic Games and by the power of Unreal, I believe we can finish our job quickly and efficiently. And today, I'm very glad to announce the PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to the Epic Games Store.
Ooh, that's not a fucking good decision. Don't clap for that.
Forward to all of you playing Auto Chess on PC.
Well, if it's not exclusive,
Thank you, everyone.
I guess you can clap for it. As long as it doesn't say exclusive, but I think it's exclusive.
Once again, Auto Chess, if you have not played it, you must check it out. It is so fun. Our next title with Frankie up above, I understand is an inspired indie game.
We'll find out, Sean, because one of the things we love about PC gaming is the way that game creators from all over the world can draw inspiration from one another's work. Cris Tales is a great example of that, a gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by a team in Colombia.
This is the game I
Cris
kind of
Tales'
wanted to see.
spin on the genre brings a unique perspective that lets you see the past, present, and future on one screen at the same time. So you'll see the future change based on your decisions in real time. Here's the world-exclusive reveal of Cris Tales.
If you saw what was, what is, and what would be. If you knew how it ends, would you change it? Could you make the hard decisions? And would you be strong enough to fight?
So far, I like the art style, man. It's very interesting.
If you learn from the past and act in the present, you can rewrite the future.
Alright. Oh, looks like it's gonna be on Steam and all that too. What the fuck is that game?
It's not the size of your weapon, it's how you use it. And I'm holding one of the, well, quite frankly, it's a bit average, isn't it? It's just your average, you know, Glock, really. No, it's one of the ridiculous alien weapons from our next game, Valfaris. A brutal, heavy metal-infused 2D action platform.
Heavy metal.
Inspired by true old-school classics like Contra and Turrican. Assuming the role of fearless warrior Therium, players must blast and slash their way through the doomed citadel of Valfaris, overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before challenging the arcane evil at its very heart. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole. From publisher Big Sugar, this is Valfaris.
I've heard of that name. Oh, so it's purely a metal game. Metal as fuck. Is it gonna have metal music? Dude, we need more metal games. Oh, you can headbang in the game. Holy shit. Dude, this looks like right up my alley. This looks really cool. Val Ferris?
Incredible action in the Valforis trailer. I'm very excited.
I'm guessing
for our
that's how he
next
is.
guest. In case you
Dude, that
have
looks
not been
fucking
in
dope.
downtown LA, E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing, it's beautiful. And joining me is the amazing and beautiful Paul Sage, creative director of Borderlands 3.
Beautiful's a new one, thanks.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, he's creative and director. Okay.
I mean, there's been so much
Creative
hype
director.
around Borderlands 3. What's the stuff you're really excited to be sharing this year at E3?
Oh man, so we've talked about our Vault Hunters. Well, this time we get to talk about Mose, and she is our gunner Vault Hunter, so she has a big mech, so it's one of the things. All about loot. We're talking about, the different loot, such as shields, grenades.
I'd rather have him talk about Borderlands than Randy.
I want to start right off with Mose. Tell us everything you can about her.
Okay, yes, I'll tell you everything I can. So Mose, again, like I said, she's a mech pilot. She has this big mech. It's called Iron Bear. She gets into Iron Bear.
Yeah.
We have multiple action skills, which means that she can equip either a minigun or a rail gun or a flamethrower. If you want to barbecue your enemies, something like that.
Oh,
so,
nice. Mix and match.
Yeah, Mose is a terrifically fun character for us right now.
Now, we've been excited to be collating a whole bunch of community questions. We're going to break them into two categories. First, there's a whole bunch of repeat questions that I want to make sure we get to right now. One of the big categories is about loot, because you've mentioned having a billion guns earlier, but what can you tell us about some of the other gear, the other progression systems in the game?
Yeah, so let's talk about grenades, like one of my favorite things that we don't get to talk about a lot. So in the past, we've had grenades that they've had like one thing.
I don't remember who I was going to main. I think it was Amara.
This time we're combining like all of those things. So for instance, the other day I was playing and
Because I was going to actually play a Siren this time.
an explosion would come out and the grenade would fire guns as it was going through, right? So we have like a ton of different grenades that are in there.
Oh. No. Still alive.
Shield where if you duck, that shield will extend out in front of you, so just tons of different things that we have with our characters. Class mods are unique. And
yeah, it's happening worldwide. It's not just mine.
I also remember earlier you mentioned about artifacts. What are those?
So artifacts are, we've kind of concentrated on like, hey, does the game feel fluid? Can I, slide into things? Can I jump?
Slide into DMs.
So we were playing with that. We slid into a barrel, right? And the barrel exploded. And we're like, well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So why don't we do something like that? So our artifacts actually add certain things to movement. So for instance, you can slide faster. You can slide, and every time you slide, there's an explosion. We have something we call.
Oh, of course, when they're showing Borderlands, they're having technical difficulties. That's fucking hilarious.
Unrelated to loot. Well, there's going to be a single-player campaign.
Yeah.
Happening after the campaign. What are some of the beyond the single-player, maybe end-game you can talk about?
All right, in-game content. Okay, well, it's E3, so I give a little bit. So we have this thing what we call the Guardian system. So for those people who played Borderlands before, you might remember Badass Ranks. Badass Ranks, you can get, is basically kind of an infinite progression system that added to your stats.
Yeah.
We doubled down on that. We have what we call Guardian Rank. And Guardian Rank not only has that infinite progression, but it has skills and different skins that you can open up as you go through.
Infinite progression.
That is
Kind of like
every character that you
Diablo.
play on that account gets the benefits of Guardian Rank.
Oh, interesting. All right, last category we're going to go through, and we're going to hit some rapid-fire questions. How do the boss fights in Borderlands 3 compare to Borderlands 1 and 2? I know those were big aspects. How do you build upon that?
Right, so I think of a boss fight, like I'm an old school Nintendo fan, right? So I love huge boss fights that have like three phases and stuff like that. So now those people, smart people in the audience know that we've talked about going to vaults instead of vault, right? And so
stop having technical difficulties.
Huge boss encounters there.
They're killing me. They're killing me.
We have like a lot of different mini bosses throughout the game, so a lot of different boss encounters throughout the game.
Well, now I want to ask some really
Just bumping the cord up there.
Should be yes or no, very brief. First from Castore, how will you be handling multiplayer?
Multiplayer, we will basically be allowing anybody to jump in at any time. So
awesome. From MHL Animations, can I pet the gun? Great question.
I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so that's a personal question.
All right, great. Sam Wiseman asks, is Maya's new companion a siren?
People are asking the right questions. That's what I will say about that.
Oh, you tease.
Sorry.
All right, from Ironic Sanguine says, is Tiny Tina going to be seen fighting alongside the Vault Hunters?
She seems like a
nice. All right, I'm just going to
character that
blast through
will.
a couple more as fast as I possibly can. What's the level cap at launch?
50.
Will we get to see Flak?
Yes.
Will we see golden keys and or shift codes for Borderlands 3?
Absolutely.
Will there be duels?
Yes.
Other kinds of PvP?
Yes and no.
Not gonna say much.
Maybe. Perfect.
Yeah.
Invasions?
Will you be able to transfer weapons between your characters?
Absolutely, right from the start.
Perfect. And when is the damn game coming out?
Friday the 13th, 2019, September 13th.
Perfect. Borderlands.com for more information. Thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Wait, September 13th is Friday the 13th? That's fucked.
And once again, if you have not seen...
I didn't notice that September 13th was Friday the 13th. I might stay away from it. That's a bad omen.
What you got for us?
The fuck is she wearing?
Oh, hi, we're live. Sorry. Hello, I was just, I was actually testing out my outfit for this weekend. I don't know, what do you think, John?
I think you look really sharp, as always.
Very sharp. Well, thank you so much. John Gibson, president of Tripwire, thank you for joining us again on the show.
Yeah, very excited to be
busy
here.
Man, yes.
Yes.
Now, last year, we revealed Man-Eater to the world. And can you remind anyone who missed it what the game's all about?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that game's not out yet.
Open world action RPG, or Shark PG as we call it. You start as a small baby shark pup, and you have to survive in this harsh world and try to eat your way to the top of the ecosystem. The three words that we think sum the game up the best are eat, explore, and evolve. And we also have someone we'd like you to meet.
Well, let's meet him then. Let's take a look at the new trailer.
Alright, I think last year I was pretty excited about this game. I'm just kind of wondering if it stuck to its guns. Copyright song, copyright, song. Gonna have to mute because this VOD's gonna get muted. I gotta mute it because there's too much going on. But hey, all right, I'll type in Man-Eater. Man-Eater. I might just turn it on like that. There we go. That way you guys can hear a little bit of it. But yeah.
With that camera, we two gonna tussle.
Man-Eater. Oh, I didn't show any gameplay like last year. Okay.
John, who was that appallingly dressed fisherman in the trailer? Because quite frankly, not even I would eat him.
That was Scaly Pete, and Scaly Pete's the villain in this tale. Pete is a best fisherman in the Gulf, the best shark fisherman, or he'll tell you he's the best shark fisherman, and he disfigures our baby shark at the beginning of the game and does some really nasty things, so he's not a very nice guy. And now the story of Man-Eater is told through the lens of a reality show called Shark Hunters versus Man-Eaters, and it follows Pete and the player shark on its adventures. And you know, it's a really, you know, it's a very exciting way to tell a story.
And based on that trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of man-eating going on in this game. That is the name of the game. And but we'd like to think of the game as a shark-tastic fun action game. It's like GTA if you were a shark. But there's there is more to the game than just eating. So we
yeah, the gameplay actually looks kind of fun. I would totally play it.
And adding abilities to go up on the beach for an afternoon snack. There's a lot of exciting things that you can do in the game.
And you mentioned before it's a Shark PG. How does that progression system work?
So there's three facets to the Shark PG elements of the game. There's growth, there's life phases, and there's
Man, you
evolution.
can move really fast in this game.
Comes about through eating things, nutrients, people, whatever you can
Yeah, mid-air chomp.
That allows you to level up. Your shark will grow a little bit. You'll get more powerful. And then at key phases that we call life phases, you'll make a big jump. So let's say you're a brooding teenage shark, and you're about to become an adult. When you become an adult, you take a big leap in size, a big leap in power and capability. And then as you reach these life phases, you unlock evolutions that can be applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats, or a powerful tail that allows
Metallic
you to
teeth? What the fuck?
or you could get mutated lungs that allow you to spend a little more time on the beach getting those afternoon snacks.
Just really quickly, John, everyone's wanting to know this question. When's it coming out?
So we're really hard hammerheading away at this game and trying to make it the most awesome shark RPG ever. We're not ready to announce a date, but we're pretty certain you're going to see it before the next PC Gaming Show.
Well, I hope we do, John. Otherwise,
Hopefully,
to start inviting people. In fact, I'm quite hungry at the moment.
2
so I think
years.
I'm going to find an audience
Jesus.
member because you guys look tasty. So I'll see you in a bit. I'm just going to have a snack. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, guess what? The generic gaming chair. Have you not bought a gaming chair yet? Then what are you doing with your life? If you don't have a video gaming chair, then you're not one of the gamers. Look at this magnificent beauty. Not sponsored, but you want to buy it.
You know, one of the absolute best parts about being sponsored by iWin for the PC Gaming Show is that I get to sit for this next segment and talk to you about Terraria. Terraria is one of the best-selling PC games of all time, selling almost 30 million copies. And part of the reason why it's maintained such popularity is the fact that the developers Relogic continue to add content, going from 250 items at release to now over 4,000. Let's take a look at their penultimate expansion coming up, Terraria Journey's End.
I have no clue that Terraria and Minecraft would be still a thing in 2019! Ow! Which I never had a problem with any of those games, but at the same time, I'm still baffled that Terraria and fucking Minecraft is still a thing. I am flabbergasted. Like, how? They're practically both the same age. Terraria is a little younger than Minecraft. Oh, they have a bestiary now? Weird. Having technical difficulties again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The next title that we're going to be looking at is a game that is the spiritual successor to Her Story. It's called Telling Lies by Annapurna Interactive, and joining me to talk about it is game director Sam Barlow and actor-producer Logan Marshall Green. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah.
My main man.
Now, if you haven't played Her Story, you totally should. It's fantastic.
Romance.
I want to note, it is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with a murder. What is it that's going on in Telling Lies? What's the premise?
So, like Her Story, Telling Lies is a game in which you watch video footage to piece together a story. And this time we have a woman who has stolen an NSA hard drive, which contains secretly recorded intimate and private conversations between our 4 characters. Something has gone terribly wrong, and it's up to you to figure out what and why.
It's time to take a look at some of the gameplay mechanics and see Telling Lies in action. Let's take a
Something that Laura and I can play together? Let's see. We like playing these type of games. You know, it's weird that you can see the character's reflection on the screen.
Upon a time.
It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. I don't love you and I don't miss you. You already know too much. It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. I love you. Love you.
Oh, it's the same people from Her Story, isn't it? Oh shit.
It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly. I guess I still carry a torch for it, which makes me an incurable romantic or underdeveloped emotionally. I'm a loyal friend.
Yeah, with her story, it was very interesting because there was a really cool twist if you could ever figure it out. Telling lies. Okay, I'm writing that one down.
Oh, Sam, I got some questions for you about what we've just seen.
I'm interested.
The mechanics. I mean, I saw, the subtitles up, highlighting, and it was loading more video footage. What's going on?
So what we do in Telling Lies is we take all of the exploration you would have in a normal video game. So all that walking around in a 3D world.
Yeah.
And we apply that directly to the story, to the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these clips, paying close attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext, listening to names, people, places. And with that information, you're going to use that to find more clips, dig into those, and over time kind of build up this picture of the story. And it's truly like an open world video game.
Well, I mean, a lot of times with open world video games, they talk about, the square kilometerage or miles in America. What's the sort of scope that we're talking about? Like, how many hours of footage is there?
So we got like over 10 hours of footage here.
Wow,
so it's a story that encompasses like 2 years. What I wanted to do with this one was, like I say, really embrace this idea of it being an open world game. You're free to explore and follow your curiosity. Just lose yourself in this story, all the characters. It's this huge, messy, colorful story that we're trying to tell.
Well, I'm curious, Logan, as a performer in this kind of game, what is it like to actually try to have all the layers in there for each performance, also not knowing when a player is going to be seeing the specific footage you're performing?
Well, it's definitely a non-linear open world game, but our approach and Sam's approach was not unlike a movie or a TV show, and we had to understand it A to B. And so for the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you're shooting a movie or a TV show, and in this case, a game, you're going to be shooting out of order, but we actually stayed pretty linear in how we approached the story. We went after it like all the other times we're actors. We just went after intention and what do we want, and we tried to make it as deep. It's got a lot of scope. But we wanted to make it as deep as possible, and Sam is one of the best movie or TV directors I've worked with, so it was very similar.
Nice. Yeah, look at you.
Brown nosing.
Now, of course, I do want to stress to any of you, if you have not played Her Story, it's quick to play through. It's absolutely brilliant. Please check it out in the meantime. But we're, of course, waiting to find out, when can we play Telling Lies?
Very soon. Very soon, I promise. We'll have a date soon. Right now, you can have Steam. You can wishlist it on Steam. We all love Steam. And yeah, very soon. We'll be showing a little bit
wishlist,
more free, and the game will be out, very soon.
Fantastic.
Desperate to get it out there.
Yeah.
And people to play it.
As soon as humanly possible. Well, Sam Logan, thanks so much for joining me on stage. Once again, Telling Lies.
Sweet little Todd Howard lies.
Now, up on the balcony, Frank is going to
that would be a game.
That my friends, year after year after year, keep telling me I have to play because of how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well, one of my favorite parts of last year's show, aside from being upstaged by a giant duck, was getting a glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest look at the next expansion to the universe is Space Mom Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave
Space Mom.
because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look at an amazing trailer that our team has put together. A lot of our players have been waiting a year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about time to see what we've been doing.
Yeah,
For all you Warframe people, here you go. Yeah, they've been updating this game like no fucking tomorrow, though. It's insane. Wait, can you have ship versus ship battles now in Warframe? I'm guessing that's what they're insinuating. Or ship invasions. Huh. New Warframe. Oh, it's free for Twitch Prime people. Well, wait, do we actually get an actual...
Rebecca, Rebecca, it must be so exciting.
Warframe for free.
The fans have finally seen it, and you're clearly going all in on the epic space combat. So tell me about the new stuff that players are going to be able to experience.
I wasn't shaking before we started talking, and now I am because it's real. Because Empyrean is what we're calling Codename Railjack. It's basically taking the space ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that squad gameplay they know, taking the enemies like the Corpus and the Grineer, giving them their own Railjack to essentially explore the solar system with and take down the bad guys.
And when are fans going to get to see more?
Well, TennoCon is in London, Ontario. It's July 6th, and you can come watch it online on Twitch. We're going to be showing a lot more in our keynote for what Empyrean is going to be.
Well, today I'm getting a feel for the suit. So what's the deal with that sweet-looking Necros Prime? How do I get my Tenno arms into it?
I cannot say that on live television, but there are ways. Yeah, you just have to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account. If you watch 30 minutes of our Tenno live show, you can get it, but hopefully you stay for the whole hour because we got lots to show.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, and good luck with TennoCon on July 6th. Thank you. Okay, now we've seen some amazing stuff today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential-based jazz odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah, it's actually blown my mind learning about this one. Buckle up, everyone, because we're about to get bonkers with Genesis Noir.
Oh. Oh, like the Big Bang is actually a gunshot? What the fuck? So this is going to be a weird game. We like weird games on this channel, so I might check it out. Oh, we have musical-based elements, dude. It's a noir, weird-ass game. I'm all up for it. Genesis, huh? So that's what it's called, Genesis? Or not? Wait. It's called Genesis Noir. I'm up for it.
Genesis Noir, just beautiful stylish.
It's calling to me.
The next
It's
game we're gonna
calling.
take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys and tricks to avoid monks. Let's take a look at this gorgeous spaghetti western inspired project from Studio Handy Games.
I'm not a very big fan of spaghetti westerns, but whatever. I like my real gritty western games. Or just stories in general. I like the art style. This is like a stealth game. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, this game's calling for me too. I'm interested to see where this goes. So El Hijo.
El Hijo, once again.
El
is the title
Hijo.
of the trailer we just
That's
saw.
how you pronounce it. Because the H is silent and the J is pronounced with an H. Okay.
From Larian Studios, CEO
El Hijo.
Sven Vinke, and from Dungeons & Dragons at Wizards of the Coast, the creative director of Dungeons & Dragons, Mike Merles, to talk about Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate. It's been so fucking long.
Now, this was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
We went to see Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, guys, and by the way,
And I tried to convince them back then that
once they show him, I think if you guys know who It Me JP is, his brother's on stage. Not this guy, but the guy on the right. Once they show him.
And then suddenly in 2000,
I didn't know JP's brother was in the gaming industry.
Mike and the head of Dungeons and Dragons, he said, "You need to come to Seattle right away." And
There
we
he
went
is.
to dinner in a very shady restaurant.
It's his older brother. Surprising.
And on it was Baldur's Gate 3, and in it was pretty much everything that we talked about. And he says, "I'm going to present this to my board. Do you still want to do it?" I said, "Yeah, of course I still want to do it." And then a couple of weeks later, we started negotiating, and here we are.
I mean, what does the Baldur's Gate franchise mean to you?
Hi, JP's brother.
It's the crown jewel of D&D computer games, right? I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was finally I had the chance to actually play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's such fantastic storytelling, and it's so exciting to see.
He's got that hair problem though, where he should probably just shave it.
But for the gamers who remember the 20 years it's been since the original, the first two in the
You
series,
look like a person that could probably pull off a Chrome Dome.
it really is. It's such an important part of the D&D mythos as a whole.
And we got a chance to see the trailer. Talk to me about some of the story elements, the world elements. What are things we're going to see in Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, we're only talking about what's in the trailer right now.
I wouldn't even say get a transplant, just get a wig.
City, because we start with the city. You start
Shave your head or get a wig, or both.
There's
Who
going
knows?
to be mind flayers. They're very nasty. You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we would call it.
I was about to say, if Baldur's Gate does well, which it will, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to probably do exceptionally well. You could probably afford anything after it.
Because obviously, there's just been a big resurgence.
JP's brother could probably afford anything after this game is released.
How do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into, what has to be a structured computer game?
So we started with the player handbook, which is basically the basic rule set.
Was this confirmed to be a... No, it's not an Epic game exclusive, which is
As much
nice.
as we could to the video game.
Because it's also going to be in Stevia and everything like that too.
Because it is a video game, and this was
Google's little streaming service and stuff like
so we
that.
started modifying those things, and then we had to add things on top of it, because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, well, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then the
I
game
want to
master...
start a fight with a pigeon. And he's like, okay, roll for dexterity.
Exactly, that's it. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game. But
No one in the audience laughed about that. Oh, are you kidding me?
A crazy moment that a player might do that.
Oh, sorry, I was hiding chat. Didn't mean to hide you guys.
Get into a fight because you ask a nasty question, I don't want to answer it. And I take the chair over there, I put it on fire, smash it on your head. Just as an example.
That's just an
Yeah,
example. It's fine. We're just
I knew this game wasn't
we have to put systems
Epic
into the game
exclusive.
to do it, which are not necessarily going to be described inside of the book.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike,
It was going to be on Epic, but it's also going to be on Google platform and Steam.
all the sorts of things that players do. What's the sort of information that you provide in assistance?
What's the best RPG of the last 10 years? There's
we think of Dungeons and
Witcher
Dragons
3, Pillars of... Why not the first Pillars of Eternity? The first Pillars of Eternity got better reviews. That's weird.
So working with Larry and working with Sven, a lot of it was just
Ooh, Dragon Age. Who the fuck put Dragon Age 2? Who the fuck put that there? Holy shit. Dragon Age 2 was the worst.
where do we want to go? What are the cool locations we've always wanted to put into a game like this? And then in terms of the system support,
Who made this list?
story for each
Of course,
character,
Witcher 3 though.
for each character race, each character class, so that if you have your favorite
Holy
class
fuck.
in the game, you really feel like you're taking on that role that you love so much from the tabletop. It's really coming to life in an authentic way in Baldur's Gate 3.
And we're going to talk in a moment about Baldur's Gate 3 release dates and whatnot, but we have a second game that we want to talk about on a new technology known as pencil and paper. I understand that there is a tabletop prequel coming for Baldur's Gate.
Yo, prequel?
Baldur's Gate, we think of it as one saga. All the different games coming
Hopefully,
together
it's,
to tell one
well,
grand
hopefully it's
story.
good. I shouldn't be excited about it
So
yet.
on September 17th, we're releasing our next tabletop campaign, Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus, and it is the next chapter in the Baldur's Gate saga, and it's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't played the Baldur's Gate games since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the events of Baldur's Gate 2. So this gives you a chance to check in on the city, to see what's going on, its current state, who the movers and shakers
Man,
are.
20 games in real life, 20 years in real life. 100 in a game.
Streets of
That's
Baldur's
interesting.
Gate to the depths of hell itself, and sort of pose to the players a question: Do you want to redeem Baldur's Gate or send it to damnation? So we're putting that right in players' hands to make that choice.
Well, I have to ask Sven, it's a question on a lot of people's minds. What can you talk to us about expected release timeframes?
So people have been waiting for it for a long time.
Yeah.
They're going to have to wait a little bit more when it's ready.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
We want to play, so we want
They
to
don't
make
have a
sure
release date, and they probably won't have a release date for a while.
then we'll release it.
Well, I know a lot of people have been waiting a long time, and I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say take your time. If the Divinity
Yes,
original
take your time on this fucking game as long as you need to.
worth the wait. Gentlemen, thanks so much
Google
for
better allow you to do it.
Ben and Mike talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys. Why are they leaving? Well, it's because the PC gaming show has officially concluded.
Yeah, cool.
Up on the stage, the fantastic Frankie Ward. Come here, Frankie.
Hello. Well, thank you so much, Sean. Hasn't this audience been absolutely fantastic today?
Overall, there's been a good amount of games that I can talk about when I write my E3 article. So that was a good amount of it was from PC Gaming Show. Wow, interesting. That wasn't as bad as last year and the years before that. It's still boring, but it wasn't as bad.
Perfect World, Rebellion, Tripwire, and Samsung.
There was a couple games that are Epic Games exclusives, which I kind of hate.
Show every year. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask Frank, any titles you're excited about?
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely
Planet Zoo.
and slightly more awkwardly, then I also want to eat things, maybe elephants included, so Maneater, of course.
Maneater, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
There's games coming out all across.
Auto Chess exclusive won't get much attention because, Dota, that's where it started. Dota has it. Dota Auto Chess. I don't think it's going to piss too many people off due to the fact they already have Auto Chess.
Make some friends. See you next year. Bye.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Yeah, the whole Auto Chess exclusive thing is not going to piss too many people off because they probably won't give a shit. But yeah, that was a PC Gaming Show. I'm gonna mute this shit. Yeah, don't go anywhere. I think. Well, let's see. What time is it right now? It's 12:49. And I think the Ubisoft press conference is starting. Ubisoft is starting at 1:30. It's 12. I guess we could go take a nice little bathroom break and shit like that. But before we go on a small little break, I am going to just put that right here. So I might as well just mute it. I'll probably get distracted if I have a little bit of audio going. PC Gaming Show. What did I think of it overall? Not as bad as the past few years. Pretty much the only years that it kind of been around. It's not as bad. I still don't like the whole thing about Epic sponsoring them, but it didn't seem like they were evasive when it came to the actual presentations of most of the games. They weren't just showing Epic Game exclusive games in the whole presentation. It was actually just fairly a few amount of them. None of them, not a good amount, a pretty good amount of them didn't say they were time exclusive to Epic Games, but there were guaranteed at least 3 of them that they showed at the conference that were time exclusive to Epic Games, which I do have to say the crowds at E3, don't listen to them because apparently they are paid or they are going through a transcript and they're probably being told to applaud and stuff like that. So yeah, don't listen to them. You could probably even mute the stream and figure out on your own should I should I be happy about this or not, and go with your own gut. To be honest, anytime I hear about a time exclusive, I hate it. I don't like it. Console or PC, it doesn't help the actual players themselves. The consumer all it does is hurt the consumer, and I really dislike that. But other than, you know, the whole exclusivities, I really just don't give two shits. All here is time. Yeah, you guys keep talking about that. I can't say anything about that stuff because that stuff is frowned upon. But what I am excited about from Epic Games, the Epic Games, like, you know, what we got from that is that, one, we did get to see a tiny bit more about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodline 2. We got a little bit more information about it. So I'm glad I was able to see a little bit more. Got a little bit more information on Bloodline 2. Mosaic was pretty interesting looking game. The Midnight Ghost Hunt, the prop hunt game where the people that are playing the props, the ghost, knowing that they can be on the dangerous level 2, but the whole thing where if 4 minutes pass after the hunters or something like that, the ghosts that have died come back as more, you know, they're more dangerous of like people to fight now, to where they can turn the tide and pretty much change the format of the whole entire match to where now that, you know, the hunters are now the hunted. And I think I like that concept for something that was literally, a game within a mod, Gmod, Gary's mod. And that has become a full-fledged game with really cool ideas. I think that was really cool. So I'm looking forward to Midnight Ghost Hunt. It looks like it's going to be some pretty cool elements. I'm wondering, though, how much replayability there will be. Is it just one mansion, or are there multiple, like, is everything randomly generated when it comes to the items? I'm kind of hoping there is, because if nothing's... Oh, whoa. Look at that. I have never seen the gameplay of that before. What you're seeing on screen right now is Dying Light, and that is fucking creepy. If any of you guys have ever seen me play any of the Condemned games, you know I have an affinity of absolutely hating mannequins. Fucking hate mannequins. Okay, well, instead of that little thing of what I'm seeing with Dying Light. Oh, geez, that is a creepy looking scene, though. Moving on, Moons of Madness. We only get to see a little bit more about that. Not a lot of information on Moon of Madness, except for it's reminding me that Moons of Madness is they're reminding us that they're still making it, so that's kind of nice. See, Remnant from the Ashes looks like another game I'll keep an eye on. I'll probably have to go back to some of these games to remind me which game is which, and so on and so forth. Games like Planet Zoo, for instance, I won't need a reminder of, because I kind of know these developers and what games they made. Planet Zoo looks very it looks promising, and if it is if any of these games that I have listed are time exclusives, then I'll gladly wait for them to come out for either Steam or a console or something like that. But yeah, Planet Zoo, very excited to play that. It'd probably be another one of those games where I'm not going to be able to stream it until we get like an actual separate PC just to stream those said games. But who knows, we'll find out. With that, after Planet Zoo, we have Ancestors. Looks like a very interesting game. I think they said it was like from one of the original developers of the first Assassin's Creed series, so that'd be very interesting, because I don't think he's made a game since that first game. So it'll be I'll keep an eye on it. After Ancestors, we have Christelle, which looked like a very interesting story-based adventure game. Valfaris was another one that caught my eye. We have, of course, Maneater came back. It's the second year on E3 about where it's like a shark RPG. It's a very interesting concept. So I'll be looking towards that. I'm keeping an eye on all these games that I've been talking about so far. Telling Lies. Looks like it's from the same. I haven't confirmed if it was the same developers that made Her Story. I have a feeling it was confirmed. I have to look at their development company and again to see if it is the same people. But it seemed like it has the same concept of Her Story, but with more people to look into, which is very interesting. And they confirmed over 10 hours of footage they recorded, directed, and everything like that for the game. So I have a feeling that Telling Lies is going to be a longer Her Story game, so that'd be very interesting. It was? Okay, Laura confirmed it. It's a Her Story game. See, like, my attention is all over the place during these conferences, so I can't fully keep focused on some of the smaller details, even though that's a pretty big detail not to, like, figure out. But yeah, so yeah, they said that was their other game, so cool. Let's see. Genesis Noir looked really interesting. It was one of those really weird games that we will probably be playing on the stream if it does well. And El Hijo looks really cool too. I'm not a very big fan of spaghetti westerns, but I can see me liking the game because you don't have a lot of opportunities to play as, a kid, especially a kid trying to find what looks to be his mother. So yeah, I'm interested in the story, and I'm interested in the art style and the mechanics of like a isometric stealth game, which I thought was very interesting at the time. So yeah, with that said though, that is what I am pretty much excited for when it comes to the PC game show. Other overall, even though it wasn't as bad for the past few years, as I promised you guys, if there was nothing like super controversial or something that isn't like, if the whole conference wasn't like absolutely boring, I pretty much said I will not cover it next year or any of the years to come unless they get better as a conference. And this will probably be the last time we cover the PC gaming show. Don't worry about us next year covering it. If you want to see any coverage for the PC gaming show, you can tune into other streamers to cover that instead. We're trying to keep at least some of the coverage for a lot of E3 conferences to kind of a minimum now. We're going to try and only cover the top dogs after a while. The people that at least gives us a little bit of like information and fun and stuff like that. But yeah, this is it for the PC gaming show, and that is it.